everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sarah here. I was super late with my April currently inked, so I'm going to be super early with my May one. To start off, I'll just quickly go through how things were in April, and then I'll show you what my May currently inked is going to be. So to start off, I had the Platinum Preppy with Birmingham Pen Company's Pennsylvania Fieldstone. Loved the ink, and then a couple days ago dropped the Preppy without the cap right on its nib, and it's like a backwards fude nib, so that was unfortunate, but really loved the ink. Next up, I had my Lamy All-Star Cosmic in the extra fine with J. Herbin's Cacao de Brazil. This was amazing. This was so much better than I didn't think it was going to be bad, but it was incredible. The ink was really wet in the pen. It's an extra fine, but it was wet and smooth, and in saying that it had feedback, it was almost more of a sound, like it wasn't scratchy. It was just that sound, which was just an absolute pleasure to write with. So that one broke, wrote that one dry. Then I had my Mooman A1 extra fine with Robert Oster's Black Violet. Really loved the pen. The ink really just looked black. I didn't get really any depth of the different, purple hues within it. So that was a little bit unfortunate, but still wrote really nicely. After that, I had my Pens by Casey, I don't have it on me, my hybrid Ghost Burl with the Yovo fine nib. The nib is hard starting. Spoken to Casey about it. He's being a champ and he's sending me out a new one. It was inked with Ackerman Touch Masters Roosdale's Stomach de Blau. When I could get it going, it wrote incredibly. I actually, even with all the hard starting, actually still wrote this one dry as well. It's a really dark blue ink with a black sheen. For some reason here, it just all looks like black sheen. But in my journaling, I did get the blue undertone or the blue base ink, and it was beautiful. And the pen just feels so amazing in the hand. After that, favorite pairing of the month, it was my Twisby Go fine nib with Dominant Industry Autumn Forest. It's a greeny khaki ink with I call it like a bronze shimmer, but I've also heard it referred to as pink, and depending on the light it does look pink or red. Like in the light now, it's the pinkest I've ever seen it. This for me is the shimmer I've been looking for. It's not overpowering. I'll just bring it up closer there. It's not overpowering, but it still gives it something. It more elevates it than takes over. That's what I'm after. It was an absolute pleasure to write with. I only had a small sample of this, and that is now gone. Give me one sec. And finally, my Kaveco Sport, the classic green in a fine nib with Colourverse Able. And I've just written it ended up being a bit meh, to be honest, and that's my feeling. Like, it wrote fine. I loved this ink when swatching it, and writing it was just kind of whatever. And I had such beautiful ink up here. This is the only one I haven't written dry, because I just really, it's not that I didn't enjoy it, but just compared to what I was experiencing up here, this one really fell short. All right, going on to May. I feel like some of my ink choices make sense, and then maybe some don't. But let's just do it and see what happens. So, and you will see, I actually have a little bit of a surprise at the end. But to start off in May, we have my other Pens by Casey pen. Let's just take a moment. This is Primary Manipulation 3, and this has a Yovo extra fine nib on it. It's just such a gorgeous pen. I have inked this with J. Herbin's Poussière de Lune, and look at that. Oh, it just writes so nicely. It's such a beautiful pen. And I realized I try and write in capitals to write neatly, but I think actually my handwriting might be neater if I just write a bit slower in script, like with lowercase as well. So this is and I'm over my scribbles, so I'm not doing them anymore. So that is a really beautiful, warm purple in the extra fine nib. It is coming off quite dark. You're not getting really any hints of shading there. But when I look up at it closely, I can definitely see that it is a purple. It just looks really deep and gorgeous. One day I would like to put this in a wider nib so we can really see the lighter bits of the purple as well. But that is the first pen. Is it going to stay? The first pen we have inked for the month of May. Next up, after 30 days, was determined basically to get Diamine Vivaldi into a pen. And when it's from the music series, if that wasn't obvious, so that is what's in this TWSBI Eco. When I was reading the Mountain of Ink reviews, she was saying she found the music series quite dry or on the drier side. So I thought, let's put this in a pen that for me is on the wetter side. So this has an extra fine nib, but always lays down a pretty amazing amount of ink. And I have to say, it actually feels like probably the wettest ink I've ever had in here. So I don't know if it's just really happy in here, but like that is just putting down a crazy, crazy amount of ink. So this is the TWSBI Echo in black with an extra fine nib, and this is another dark purple, and this one has, I think it's a black sheen, but because really all you're seeing there is sheen. But can you see, even in catching in the light, like it's just laid down so much ink. So unless I was reading the wrong, or I thought I was reading about the music series, but I got confused, I don't know, but it's definitely not dry in this pen, so I'm really looking forward to that. Next up is a pen that is new to me this month. I'm not sure which order the videos are coming out, but if the new pen day video has come out, it's up in the cards there now. This is the Jinhao 82 in Volcano Grey with a medium nib, and I have this inked with Diamine Earl Grey. This is actually my first time writing with this ink. I just think it's such a beautiful grey. I understand why for so many people this is their grey. And I think that may end up being the case for me. And I wonder in a finer nib if this becomes like my go-to work ink. What did I call it? I just had a brain fart. Well, it's such a beautiful ink. And this pen just writes really nicely as well. All right. So now's where I don't know if my ink choices make as much sense, but I've inked them up. I'm sticking with it. Let's just go for it. My Moonman A1, extra fine nib. This is going to be my work pen for May. And for some reason, I've inked it up with a green ink, dark green. But I wanted to try this ink because it's a sheeny ink. Then why did I put in an extra fine nib? I'm not sure. But, no regrets, I guess. We'll see how we go. This is my Moonman or Mahjong A1. This one has the clip and it's in black. So this is, I don't know why I chose this, but I don't know. Let's see. I think I could write notes at work with that. Obviously not on anything I'm sending out, but just, notes for myself. It's inked with Robert Oster River of Fire. And I'm not really seeing any of the sheen there. I've also put it in a pen that isn't crazy wet and is an extra fine nib. I don't understand. 2 more to go. Haven't had this one inked up. Not in April. I don't know if I did in March either, but this is the Franklin Christoph Model 46 in black. It has a extra fine flex nib. Let me do my little square. Like, I feel like this green makes a bit more sense within my kind of color aesthetic I usually go for, but then for me it was like too light for work. I don't know. Basically, I got in my head. Franklin, this pen, I think, is possibly becoming my favorite extra fine that I have. Either this one or the TWSBI, because it just lays down a really nice amount of ink. And if you haven't guessed already, it's inked with Raw and Klinger's Alt Gold. And again, does this really make sense? Am I going to see shading? But I actually like the ink in there. I love this pen, and I just really love, I'm not really using it as a flex, it's more just as the extra fine, but these two are possibly my favorite, but this could be edging this one out at the moment. We shall see. And then I may have gone a bit rogue. I used this during 30 days in April, really enjoyed it. So I thought, you know what? I did the All-Star in April with the extra fine. I'll keep the medium nib on here. And I've inked it up with a blue. And I've inked it up with a light blue, which is very not me. But I don't know, like it kind of for me made sense with the Earl Grey, maybe with the Alt Gold Grun. I don't know. I am second guessing myself. And really, it doesn't matter as long as I enjoy it. What else matters? But this is the Lamy Safari in blue with a medium nib, and this is inked with Birmingham Pen Company's Freshwater Bog. And that line and that shading is why I wanted to use this pen. It's just got it's a really nice nib, isn't it? So this is my currently inked for this month. But I'm not going to show you a close-up on this notebook. I'm going to show you a close-up here because I am actually going to go to Traveller's Notebooks in May. This is what I bought. I actually cut this down to the B6 size and I like that, but I'm just going to go basic Traveller's regular size because I didn't get it perfect and that's going to annoy me more. I just really wanted to try wetter and inks and wider nibs and sheen, and you're starting to see the limitations of the Stalogy. I love the Stalogy notebook so much, but I'm going to give this a go. So because I had this one, what I've decided is this is going to become my currently inked journal. Sorry, I should have said it's the lightweight refill, so the Tomoe River. So it's going to be my currently inked and kind of halfway through inspired by my pen friend Jane or JP Pen and Ink. I'm actually just going to kind of keep a log of all the pens just like this as well, just to kind of see as it goes on. But it means that from now on, this is where we're going to be looking at my currently inks. Don't know why I wrote that so big, but this is what we have. So to go through it once more, and it'd be interesting just to see the differences there. But as I go through this, let's have this pen here because it's so pretty. Is it going to roll? Maybe. Maybe what I'll do, can I do that and maybe I can like zoom in editing. To go through it once more, 6 pens inked for the month of May. My Pens by Casey, Primary Manipulation 3 with an extra fine nib, inked with J. Hoban's Possier de Lune. The TWSBI Eco with the extra fine nib with Diamine Vivaldi. Jinhao 82 with a medium nib with Diamine Earl Grey. My Moo Man or Mahjong A1 with Robert Oster River of Fire. Franklin Christoph Model 46 with an extra fine flex nib, inked with Roran Klinger's Alt Gold Grun. And lastly, the Lamy Safari Blue medium nib, inked with Birmingham Pen Company's Freshwater Bog. Now, I can see that my little lines went slightly on an angle there, but we will get there. That's it for May. I would love to know what you guys think. Do the ink choices make sense to you? I think they kind of make sense to me as a family. I'm not sure. What are you guys inking up? Is there anything in here that you've been dying to try? I would love to know. As always, thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to chat in the comments about my currently inked and about your currently inked, and speak to you guys all again soon. See you later. Bye.